What's going on, everybody? Kalipa's Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A13 to help you get more familiar with the camera. Now before we go any further, I do want to remind you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my full review and other tips and tricks videos for it as well. But with that being said, let's get started. Now the first thing I want to show you is a quick way to open your camera. Now using the camera app on the home screen is easy enough, but if you're doing something else on the phone, like say you're on Instagram for example, and you want to quickly open your camera, all you need to do is double tap the power key and it's going to open the camera right up. You can do this from anywhere on the phone or even when the display is locked. So as you can see, this is a really useful and convenient way to open your camera, and it is active like this by default, so you don't even need to do anything in the settings. Now that being said though, if you happen to be using a different camera app, or even something like Snapchat, you can actually use this shortcut to open that instead. So to do this, we're gonna go to Settings. From here, go to Advanced Features, and go to the side key menu right here. Again, as you can see here, by default, it is going to open the actual camera app, but if you want, you can change it to open app, and you can select pretty much any app you want. As you can see, I already have Snapchat pre-selected, so now if I double press the power key, it's going to open Snapchat instead. But it can be pretty much any app you want, so if you hit the gear, you'll be able to choose anything. So if I choose Instagram, for example, double press the power key, and Instagram opens right up. So definitely a nice, convenient way to get to your camera or any other app you want quick access to. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use your macro camera. Now in case you don't know what this does, it's going to allow you to get some real close-up detailed images, and it's really easy to use. So the first thing we're going to do is open the camera app. From here, go to More, and macro mode is right here. And when you're using the macro camera, of course, you're going to want to make sure you're really close up to whatever you're taking a picture of, so that way you can get the best details possible. And another thing about the macro camera, when you're done with it, be sure you're out of macro mode, because otherwise, of course, your photos are all going to be blurry if you're trying to take a regular picture. So all you need to do to get back to normal is just hit the back button right here, and then we're back to the normal camera. The next thing I'm going to show you is pretty much the complete opposite of the macro camera, and that is the ultrawide camera. Unlike the macro camera where you're getting really close-up detailed images, with the ultrawide camera it's going to give you a much wider angle so you can capture more stuff in the frame. And this is good for if you're doing something like a skyline photo or maybe some scenery, something like that, where you really want to get a lot in your photo. So to get to the ultrawide camera, it's really simple. All you need to do is hit this little 0.5 right here. And as you can see, we got a much wider angle to work with here. And to get out of the ultrawide camera, all you gotta do is hit the one right in the middle here, and as you can see, we're back to normal. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take high efficiency photos and videos. What this is basically a different file format from the typical JPG or MP4, basically just meant to save a little space on your phone. Now this isn't really going to make a huge difference unless you're taking lots of photos, or maybe if you have some really long videos. But all the same, if you want to save some space when you're taking photos and recording videos, this is definitely a good option. So what you're going to want to do is go to Settings right here. And from here, there are two things you're going to want to do. First of all, toggle on high efficiency pictures, and then under videos, toggle on reduce file size. So now when you take pictures, they're going to be HEIF files instead of JPGs, and when you record videos, they're going to be HEVCs instead of MP4s. Now this isn't going to make a huge difference, and it's definitely not going to affect the quality of your photos and videos, but it is going to save you a little space. Now depending on what you're doing with your photos and videos, there might be slight compatibility issues, but seeing that a lot of higher end phones have this on by default, it's not really going to be much of an issue. But all the same, if you're doing something really specific where there might be a compatibility issue, like for example, some websites might only accept MP4s for whatever reason. If you're gonna be in that situation, you might want to double check before you do this. But if you're just using your photos and videos for stuff like social media, then HEIF and HEVC files should be perfectly fine. The next thing I'm going to show you is a feature called the floating shutter button. This is basically going to allow you to move the shutter button wherever you want on the screen. So all you need to do is basically just drag the shutter button wherever you want. So like here. And now when I tap on it, it's going to work just like the normal shutter. And if you want to get rid of it, all you need to do is drag it right back. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your video resolution. Now to do this, the first thing you're going to want to do is get into video mode. From here, go to the top, and right next to the aspect ratio, you're going to see something that says FHD 30. That basically means full HD or 1080p at 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, with this phone, we really only have one other option, and that's HD at 30 frames per second, also known as 720p. So obviously, by default, this phone is going to be shooting in 1080p, and that's the highest quality it can go, so no 4K or anything like that. But if you're not too concerned about the quality of your video, and you want to save a little space, then 720p might be a better choice. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to customize your bottom bar down here. As you can see, we got basically 3 different things here. First of all, we got the portrait mode, photo mode, video mode, and then the more section. But what if you never use portrait mode, and maybe you use macro mode all the time? Well, you can actually customize this, so only the modes you actually use are going to be here. Now, of course, you can't change the photo and video mode. Those are going to be there no matter what you do, but you can change stuff like portrait mode, macro mode, and all that. And all you need to do this is go to more, hit this plus right here, and now you can drag and drop whatever modes you want. So for example, macro mode. Be sure to hit save, don't hit the back button, otherwise nothing is going to change. And when we go back to the camera, you're going to see macro mode is now down here. Now if you want to get rid of something, do the same thing, go to more, hit the plus, grab whatever you want to remove, and put it in the more section. Again, hit save, and now as you can see, macro mode is no longer there. The next thing I'm going to show you is what you can do with the volume keys. By default, if you use either of the volume keys, it's basically going to act as a physical shutter button. Now I personally really like it like this, but let me show you what else you can do with it. So if we go up here to settings, from here, go to shooting methods. And as you can see, we got the volume key option right here. So if we press on this, you can have it either take a picture or record video, which again is the default setting, zoom in or out, or control the system volume, which is basically useless. So for this example, we're going to do zoom in or out. And now if we go back to the camera, if I press volume up, it's going to zoom in, and volume down is going to zoom out. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a burst photo. This is a really easy thing to do, and it's really useful if you want to take a bunch of different takes of something. It can also be used to capture something in motion. Typically it's not used for that purpose, but since this phone unfortunately doesn't have the live photo feature, if you want to get a picture of something that's moving, a burst shot is pretty much the next best option. So to take a burst shot, all you need to do is slide your shutter button down like this, and it's going to take up to 30 photos. Now if we actually go to the photos and look at it, you're going to see all 30 photos right here, and if you tap on this, you can actually choose which takes you want to keep. Now you can actually create a GIF image as well using the same kind of feature, and to do this, you're going to go to settings, and right here up at the very top where it says swipe shutter button, tap on this, and select create GIF instead. Now if we go back to the camera, swipe the shutter button down like you're going to take a burst shot. Again, it goes up to 30 frames. Now if we go back and look at it, it's going to be a GIF instead. Now does it look that good? No, not really, but it's still a nice option to have all the same. Now the last thing I'm going to show you is really simple, and that is how to change your aspect ratio. With this phone, we actually have a bunch of different options here. You can use 9:16 or 16:9 if you're doing landscape. You can take square photos, which is really useful for stuff like Instagram. The default 3:4, can't go wrong with that. Or full, which in the case of this phone is going to be 20:9. So all you need to do to change the aspect ratio is tap on this right here where it says 3:4, change it to whatever you want, and that's pretty much it. There's also the option of 3:4 at 50 megapixels, and this is basically going to use the full power of the phone's camera and give you a really high quality photo. But keep in mind, when you do use this setting, the file is going to be quite a bit larger. But those were my camera tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy A13. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found these tips and tricks useful as well. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And again, if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out my full review of it and other tips and tricks videos on the channel. But that's it for this video. As always, I will see you in the next one.